Break a good mood?
I mean, I am. Are you in a good mood?
No.
Me
Not
neither.
until this market recovers. I'm not in a good mood. And after today's announcement in 56 minutes, it's probably going to get very spicy. It's going to get very spicy.
Well, we got quite a little bit of hate because we were talking about Greta Thunberg, the 16-year-old climate activist from Sweden, and
as the Michael Knowles put it, the mentally ill child.
Well, I'm so glad you brought that up.
By the way,
So glad you brought that up.
there are some people, like Corey Lewandowski is a great example of somebody who's just unflappably good at shitposting, and will walk in and out with his head held high, and he'll never lose confidence. Michael Knowles is not good at this.
No.
So he had his big, you know what it is? Like watching a video on the internet where a kid's playing t-ball, and they're like, yeah, and they get all excited, and they go up, and they just smash the tee with the actual bat, and then the ball just falls. It was the best swing and miss I think I've ever seen. He does not have the charisma or the swag to pull this off. Oof,
Right.
So, by the way, Michael Knowles, fucking canceled. He's so canceled.
Michael Knowles is part of that whole Daily Wire thing.
By Daily Wire thing, I mean doing a massive amount of cocaine and being a homosexual. You know, the whole Daily Wire thing.
It's on. By the way, it's on Netflix now. American Psycho. If anybody wants to watch it. So yeah,
How long before? Because every blogger now just writes all their woke opinion articles based on their Netflix queue.
Yeah.
So how many articles about American Psycho being problematic?
It was a female director. They did it on purpose because they knew the movie was look, and it's a great. The book
we're gonna make a movie about a misogynistic psychopath.
You've read the book, right?
Ma'am, would you like to direct? Because we do not want any of this hassle.
You've read the book, right?
Yeah.
The book is. Look, if you just watch the movie's fucking.
They did a very good job of trying to make it normie friendly.
But the book is fucking dark, man.
Well, in the book too, like the movie really doesn't do a good job of conveying that none of this shit probably even happened.
Right.
But
there's some stuff. But feed me stray cats.
Yeah, but the book, by the end of the book, you're like, this is just an insane person. I don't even know if I'm just talking to a homeless guy at a bus stop or a legitimate murderer.
But Michael Knowles,
Michael Knowles,
Daily Wire, Michael Knowles. Why don't we just play it?
Far worse for the environment than the regular meat-filled diets. They increase emissions, they increase energy use, they increase water use. But none of that matters because the climate hysteria movement is not about science. If it were about science, it would be led by scientists rather than by politicians and a mentally ill Swedish child who is being exploited by her parents and by the international left.
How dare you? How dare you? And by the way, I want to.
But I think that "how dare you" was them making fun of the way she was saying "how dare you."
No, the guy was saying it to Michael Knowles.
Oh, was he?
He was saying "how dare you."
Yeah,
that's what I mean. That's their motto. How dare you? You know what? You're going after a child. Okay, then stop putting a child at the forefront of your movement because you can't. If you're going to create a political organization and put a star at the front, that star is going to get targeted. So don't you're using the kids. So don't get mad at me. Honestly, not a very smart move.
Agreed. I will agree that wasn't the smartest way to phrase it. But sorry, but I think there's a but here. Is he wrong?
Is he wrong?
Right, you know what I mean? Like I get it.
I get it.
Is he wrong though?
He's not, but it's like he's not on ROTC. He was on Fox.
Oh no, agreed with you, Mike. Look, I understand that there's like these different tiers, right? Like if you want to play in the Fox News CNN game, you have to be very careful how you say things. You have to say things without saying them. You know who's really good at that? Tucker's really good at that, right? Mm-hmm. You have to know how to say something.
Tucker's the master.
Heavily imply something without saying it.
I want to hear how he's been tiptoeing around this because I'm sure he's been dancing around this topic very well and making the points. But you'd never hear Tucker go, and we're listening to a mentally ill child. You'd be like, whoa, Tucker. You wouldn't say that.
Now, again, I don't think that they should try to cancel, but they're not going to cancel him. Do you think the Daily Wire is going to fire him? They're not. Didn't she claim herself?
Ben Shapiro might.
Nah. Didn't she claim herself?
He's trying
He
to-
has very little cred left. If he does that, he's already lost a lot of cred. Like a bunch of people
He
that used to
doesn't want
listen.
the credit. He wants the big boy job. He wants that big boy seat. I think
He
he'll,
wants,
at all costs.
You think he's waiting for Hannity to retire? That way Tucker moves up one and he takes his spot. I think
That's all he cares about.
I think that's what's being
I think
angled
he
for.
would shutter the Daily Wire, not shutter it because he would still own a piece and take a
Kidding me?
taste.
He'd sell it in a heartbeat.
But he would, yeah. But I'm saying he would get rid of all of that income to go.
Daily
beyond.
Wire? What do you mean? Soon to be Blaze TV asset?
He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't care about this. He'll fucking throw that empire away just to get. He wants to be part of a machine and tell people what to do. He wants power. It's not. It's Ben's a sick dude. I think he'll throw this guy in front.
I don't
of him.
think so.
If the heat gets bad enough, he will. Mark
Maybe.
my words.
Maybe, but
You think he's gonna fucking die on a hill for Michael Knowles?
no, I don't think so. But
If Michael Knowles was some fucking cash cow over at the Daily Wire, maybe. But how many purple mattresses is Michael Knowles selling? Probably not enough.
didn't her parents, or didn't she say herself that she is autistic? Like, I'm not even joking. I'm pretty
no,
sure
she did. But that's still there's a lot of people with autistic kids, and you just called this kid mentally ill. There's a connotation to that when you say that. You know what you're doing. Like it was a. I'm not. Trust me. I'm not cutting down Michael Knowles in any way. I'm a free speech guy. But you got to understand that if you're going to go on Fox News and call this kid mentally ill, that's not a good look. You know you're going to get... If I was on Fox News and I went, we're going to listen to some mentally ill Swedish girl, as soon as it came out of my mouth, I would have been like, oh, shit. Yeah, I probably should have worked.
Right, but then you were first off, you're never going to be on Fox News. So let's
Says
start with
you.
that. Secondly, what
I'm
do you think?
competing with Ben for that
They
job.
will pull clips from the show.
Competing with Ben for that
They
job.
will pull clips from the show in a heartbeat.
I don't care. I'm still competing with Ben for
And
that
we've
job.
said far worse things, by the way. But no, I agree with you. Look, I agree with this aspect of it. I agree with it that this is... They're looking for anything, right? Like Fox and all that stuff and all these people. They're looking for... Or CNN, excuse me, MSNBC. They're looking for any ammo they can to go, look how the right treats children. Which, by the way, the ball's on you. Number one, Planned Parenthood. But, number two, I don't like Mini AOC. I don't like the way they were using her. I was the first one to say that. But she literally received death threats, and she's a child. So to pretend Kyle Kashev, who I don't like either, but I don't like the way he's being used either. But you guys bullied him. The smirking kid, remember? The one with runs with gimmick?
Sandman?
Yeah, that fucking, no. The kid with the MAGA hat.
His name was Nicholas Sandman or something.
Was it?
Yeah, I just call him Sandman.
I thought you were making an ECW reference.
So, tonight! And then the fucking lawsuit got thrown out, and everybody had to go back to their regular shit lives.
So, to pretend like the fucking left is beyond fucking bullying kids, shut the fuck up. Like, look, I will agree. We've said it on the show. Both sides use children, and I think it's fucking gross, right? I think it's gross. I think it's disgusting. We could say that. No problem. But to pretend like only the right's out there bullying children, fuck you, dude.
Well,
fuck you. And also, just like the fucking Ben Shapiro's a great example, going into politics at 16 years old. If you're going to go in here and become the voice of a movement that adults are involved in, then you're going to get adult. You know what I mean? Like
I don't even care if they become part of it or if they get interested in something naturally.
Of course.
And they get into that stuff. That's all fine. You want to be a child activist. But when you want to be the figurehead, that's fame, motherfucker. That's a different...
Right.
You've pretty much astroturfed these kids. You've propped them up and you've created them into a symbol. And then when people criticize it, they go, whoa, dude, you can't fucking go after kids. You're right. You can't go after kids, which is why if I get beat up at a bar, I don't send a kid in. Give me a 10-year-old kid. Go in there. You tell that biker to give me my phone back. It's mine. You tell that biker to give me my phone back. Or like, go tell those black youths that I want my bicycle back. You go tell them. And then they start beating up the 10-year-old and go, whoa, hey, you can't do that to a fucking kid. You put the kid in that situation. You did this.
Yep.
And if anybody...
You're right.
You're
It's
not
like
allowed
sending
to-
your kid to a store in Compton while there's a gang war going on.
You go tell him I want my iPhone back.
Why did you do that?
And then you're going, hey, you're stabbing a kid. What are you doing? You can't do that. And it's like, yeah, but we didn't send the kid in to the fucking, you know what I mean? There's a reason you don't send a kid into a fucking burning building to save people. You send a fireman. You know, because again, you can't yell at the fire afterwards and go, hey, that's a kid. You can't burn a kid. It's like you sent the kid into the flames.
And you're right. You know, the kid is blaming all of us for mass extinction and murdering kid. Like that's a hefty accusation to make to an entire planet, right?
Yeah.
And when the planet pushes back and goes, wait a second, I'm not killing any kids. I'm not causing a mass extinction. What are you talking about? Then it's like, how dare you? How dare you?
Well, it's like I'm just picturing a bunch of like, you know, like sort of like Hollywood right-eared agent types sitting in a room going, you know,
but not on a Saturday, right?
This speech sounds kind of like Hitlerish. It sounds almost like a Bond supervillain. I got it. We get a little Swedish girl, autistic, braids, kind of ugly, but kind of like not enough to be like, you know, not deformed, just kind of off-putting, but also where you feel bad. She delivers the speech, and everybody's like, "That's fucking brilliant, Jeremy. Why would you?" And they just have a dry erase board. Off-putting, weird kid.
But honestly, you're right. It is an evil. It is an evil speech.
I like it.
It is an evil speech. The person telling the speech should be eating an apple and petting a cat to show how evil they are while they say it.
Yeah,
this is almost a Lex Luthor plan from Superman, where it's like, let's just blow up California. Like
if Neil McDonough was giving that speech in a movie, you'd go, "This is a bad guy," right? Yeah. Like remember, like Neil McDonough, for those you know, he's the bad guy in like every directed DVD movie. He was the bad guy in The Marine.
Yes,
like that guy. You get that guy to give
bad guy in Justified too.
Thank you, bad guy in Justified. Now you give Neil McDonough the fucking speech. This same speech, and you go, if you just tuned in on USA Network one day and he were standing at that podium going, "How dare you and your evil capitalist, your endless capitalist you know, dream will come to an end. Oh, total eradication." You go, I don't know what I'm watching, but hey, honey, Neil McDonough's the bad guy again. This is probably going to be good or bad. I don't know.
Actually,
we're watching it.
They did cut a piece of this. There was a part where Greta said, "The day Greta went to your small village, it was the most important day of your life. But to me, it was a Tuesday." She does the entire Bison speech from Street Fighter, wearing a cape.
We must fight Greta Thunberg. We can all go home.
We can all go home.
But I cannot go home.
No. They did so much coke when they were filming that movie. The stories have been coming out. Like,
well, because it was filmed in South America, wasn't it?
Yes, they were doing so much coke. Jean-Claude Van Damme's talked about it. He goes, "Yeah, man, I was like really coked out when I made that movie. I don't even remember most of it."
Who wants to go home and who wants to go with me?
So a few people have been saying it that Greta reminds them of the AI from the first Resident Evil movie.
You're the one who originally said it. I made like a million other fucking comparisons, but you're the one that made the Resident Evil AI.
She does. So Bali Song made this for us and for everybody. Resident Evil Greta.
5 hours ago, Red Queen went homicidal. Sealed the hive and killed everyone down here. When we realized what was happening, my team was dispatched to shut her down.
Why did she do it?
That we don't know. Move up.
What a Camel Toe. What a terrible movie.
This was very bad.
That's what's going to shut the Queen down. Delivers a massive electrical charge, scrambles the mainframe and forces it to reboot.
Scrambles the mainframe and forces it to reboot.
This is all wrong. I shouldn't be up here. I should be back in school on the other side of the ocean. But you all come to us young people for hope.
Working on it.
How dare you! You have stolen my dreams, my childhood, with your empty words, and yet I'm one of the lucky ones.
What's that?
People are suffering.
Something happening in there. Kaplan, you gotta hurry.
People are dying. Entire ecosystems are collapsing.
Look, I gotta say this. If this feels like you're right. The end of a movie when like the evil villain's telling you why he's killing you.
Yeah, well,
that's her entire. But no, I'm saying you're right.
That's why I was doing the Damien
you
music
are.
yesterday, because she was just everything she was saying. I was picturing, what if a dude was saying this?
And
if a dude with one of those old timey English accents was doing it, like if what's his face, the gay guy, Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen. If Ian McKellen were saying the same exact things word for word, you'd be going, Jesus Christ, this guy's gonna blow up the planet. He's gonna go fucking Thanos on us if we don't stop this guy.
This is amazing.
We are in the beginning of a mass extinction. All you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you? How dare you continue to look away?
By the way, great effects in that old movie.
Dude.
What a terrible movie that was.
It was such
That movie was made for $75.
And come here saying that you're doing enough when the politics and solutions needed are still nowhere in sight. You say you hear us and that you understand the urgency. But no matter how sad and angry I am, I do not want to believe that. Because if you really understood the situation and still kept on failing to act, then you would be evil, and that I refuse to believe.
All right, if the laser could have done that the whole time, why didn't it do it right at the beginning? Why was it playing with them?
I don't. Well, I think it was AI Greta's way of showing that I'm fucking with you.
Okay, good point.
I want to make this fun.
I like that. Make it.
I have a concept of fun and torturing people that makes it a little scarier.
Right here, right now, is where we draw the line.
It was a Looney Tunes cartoon. It was a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Change is coming, whether you like it or not. Thank you.
By the way, good job, Bolly.
Yeah, very good.
Great
work.
job.
I
There's
saw that.
a
I was
link.
so
Everyone
pumped about
subscribe to
that.
Bolly. That was fantastic. That was fantastic. But everyone's she's an AI. That's what she is. She's a robot.
Why did the what is it, the T-1000? Why did it wait to kill John Connor's stepdad while he was on the
to
phone?
make it suffer. Yeah,
it's just to make it cool.
Yeah,
you know.
That's not your mother.
The foster parents are dead.
Click.
that made when I was a kid. That was the coolest movie in the world because I was like, damn, that was ice cold. Like he just was like, yeah, they're dead. We're going. Let's go.
You know, the T-1000 was one of the henchmen in Die Hard 2, and I completely forgot that. The one where it was at the airport. He was one of the main henchmen. Not one of the main bad guys, but one of the henchmen of the bad guys.
Wow, I don't know.
All right.
Robert Patrick's, man, he's a solid dude. He's been in a lot of good shit.
All right.